Hello guys, you're welcome back to my channel. In this particular video, I'll show you exactly how I drafted this lovely cowl neckline and giggle sleeve without using pattern. You can see the lovely effects on this. Okay, that is because of the kind of fabric I use and the amount of cowl excess I added. That is the excess on the neckline. So if you're interested, do well to stick with me to the end. And if it's your first time in my channel, please and please and please and please don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on notification bell for more updates. And I really appreciate you all, my returning subscribers, my viewers. You guys are really doing great. Thank you so much. Keep it up. So please don't forget to check out my other videos, guys. Please and please don't forget to check out my other videos. I have other wonderful sewing tutorials. You're definitely going to enjoy them. All right, let's get straight into the video proper. So this is the measurement I'm going to use for this lovely cowl neckline blouse, and this is my wonderful fabric. The fabric is so lovely. It is not a stretchy fabric, it's just a normal, it's like silk, very slippery, soft, like this soft fabric. Already you can see how it is. So I folded my fabric into two, and I want to get my straight line. Okay, that is my top line or shoulder line. So I have to use some things to hold the fabric down because it was just slippery and just falling off the table, so I had to hold it. And already, as you can see, I've divided my shoulder by 2 inch. That is 16 divided by 2 and plus 0.5. So I marked my 8.5 and I'm bringing down 9 inch. So this 9 inch is my accurate armhole. Then I'm going to move 3.5 inch in. That is for the width, the wideness of my neck. I'll use 3.5 in because I want it to be free. And I'm coming down by 1 inch. That is because I'm drafting the back of this. So I'm drafting the back first of all before I draft the front. So we are going to be using the back to draft the front. So I'll come down by 1 inch. This 1 inch is optional. You can use 1.5, the same as the 3.5. You can equally use 4 inch or 5 inch, depending on how wide you want your neck to be. So I'm going to go ahead and reapply this 8.5 shoulder measurement. The 0.5 there is for my seam. That is the allowance I'm adding to join it. So I'm just going to go ahead and connect it. Okay, so I had to use 9 inch. That is my bust measurement divided by 4 for my armhole because it's mostly accurate and plus it's more free for me. Okay, so now I'm taking my bust point. My bust point is 10 inch. Okay, so guys, I'm just going to connect my bust point. So please mind you, the armhole is my actual armhole, and I'm working with just my normal armhole, on a free level. Okay, so I'm taking my waist measurement. That is the half cut or half length. So what I have is 16 inch, and I just marked it. From the point of the waist, I'm going to move down 8 inch to get my hip. Okay, so I'm working with my hip. Don't forget, it's part of our measurement. Why? Because that is the length I want this blouse to get to. So I'm just going to go ahead now and connect it. Okay, so guys, the next thing I'm going to do now is to go ahead and start applying my measurements. I'll apply my bust measurements and apply my waist, and equally apply and my seam allowances. So my bust measurement divided by 4 is 9 inch. So my waist, I have like 7 to 7.5. I just use 7.5, and then for my hip, I have like 10 inch. So I'm just using this. So guys, then I'm going to be adding extra 1 inch joining allowance. So just add your normal joining allowance. Don't be scared about anything. Okay, so I'm going to remark this actually on this sleeve line. Okay, so that's supposed to be our chest line, just that I didn't extend it out. So I remarked the 9 inch. That is my bust measurement divided by 4. So, and then now shaping my shoulder slope. For those of you that are already into sewing, you already know all this. So all you need to do is just go ahead and draft yours, and then use the same method I used to get your cowl neck. So I'm going to add my 1 inch and then join it all together. So I'll just join it all together like this, and then I'm just going to go ahead and trim it out because that is all for this. So if you noticed on the chest point, I moved off from my bust point. I moved off 4 inch so that I will shaping it a little by just 1 inch. Okay, I didn't go with my actual chest measurement. That is across chest. I mean the across chest. So from the 8 inch I have there, I'm not using the exact 8 inch. As you can see, I'm taking in 1 inch in. So I'm going to be making use of exactly 7 inch, and I'm okay with it like that. I don't want it to be too long. So I'm through with that and I'm cutting, guys. So but mind you, you can, like I said, if you already know how to draft just draft whichever one works for you. But if you don't know how to do it, just follow exactly what I'm doing and listen to exactly what I'm saying and see my actions, and then you'll be fine. So to get the front, do well to fold your fabric on bias like so. Just the way you see me fold it. It might look rough, it might not look nice, but just like this exactly. You can see now I've pinned it down. So that is how you're going to fold it. So this my fabric is really disturbing me. It's just moving left and right. So I'm going to hold it down with something. So as you can see, I've made sure that the back one, I made it to pin together very well to match together. As you can see, just follow the way my hand is going. Okay, so and make sure that the unfold from the back is matching with the unfold from the front. So now for the cowl, all I will do is just go ahead and follow what I'm doing. So just mark like as if you are marking a straight line. Then you will now go, when you get to the point of the neck, you do as if you want to curve it down a little. It will not be exactly straight. Okay, so that it will have that nice shape and nice look. If you looked at my video from the beginning, you will notice that. While if you notice this, my cowl is going to extend a little bit down to it's going to extend down. Okay, but if you don't want yours to be sewed, then you have to place your back part, place it to make sure it is meeting with your unfold. So as you can see my arrow pointing, make sure it's meeting with your unfold, just as the hem of this bag is meeting with your unfold. That is how I do. If it's on the waist, you want it to stop, you want your waist to be more fitted, just place it, pin it down, and then go ahead and bend your fabric for backward. If you want it to stop on the bust, go ahead and pin it and bend it, but just be aware of the allowance you're going to be adding. So I've been able to take in a little from my shoulder just to have that shoulder sign. Okay, so I came down a little, and then as you can see my hand exactly the way I'm pointing it. So when I stopped on the point of the neck, I bent in a little in. So it helps like that. So you can go on just to draft it straight, but doing so you might get confused as where the shoulder starts, and also it might not give it a very good balanced look if you don't bend it a little to just have that nice look. So it all depends on how you want it at the end. So but I will advise you to just go with exactly what I've done. So now I'm cutting it out. As you can see, if you look closely, just from the way I explained from the onset, you will notice that I have excess up to the down. It's only to the last point that I don't have excess. That is because that is exactly how I want it. So if you don't want yours to be like that, please do well to bring your fabrics forward. That is the waist point, that waistline you are seeing, where the line of the waistline, move it to hit together with the unfold, then pin it down and go ahead and move your fabric to get. So I forget to tell you that the excess I added for this cowl is 7 inch. So as you can see, that is what I added. I measured it from the point of the neckline, so I extended 7 inch out. So for now I'm still retrimming this. So as you can see it clearly, I have 7 inch, and you can see that the excess extended down. So but if you don't want yours to extend down, just get creative, like I explained. You can go ahead and drag it to meet together. Okay, so that is it. You can see it's as if my neckline is a bit shaped, but it's not shaped. It's still, in fact, imagine having a 1 inch for the back and then it's looking like that. So just have to give it a little curve, and then so you can easily identify your sleeve, to, sorry, the shoulder to match each other, and also for the neckline to have a little shape. So guys, that is it all for this particular cutting, and this is just how it looks after I removed it. So I'm just going to go ahead now and match it together with the shoulders. So at this point, you see the importance of that, what I was trying to explain. So imagine you have cut it straight, so you can see that my shoulder is indicating itself. So imagine you have cut it straight now, you will get confused, and then you start, in fact, confusion for you. That's just what I can see. So that is why you need to bend it in a little to mark the shoulder. So here it is, and I'm pinning it down. Okay, so because I'm just going to go ahead and join it straight. This is a very simple simple style to make, if only you understand it better. So I will also sew here by 1/1 inch. Don't forget that 1/1 inch is what I added as seam allowance. So I'm going to be taking a 1/1 inch. Okay, so if you take a 1 inch, if you want just to have a little bit more fitting, maybe after sewing and you are not too comfortable with how free it is, you can decide to work on the waist by, maybe you can still reshaping your waist by maybe 1 inch extra or something. Don't forget, on the front you already have enough allowance, so that allowance will help you. It's already the ease to wear the clothes. So if you are not too comfortable, you can still reshape it from the sides. Okay, so that is actually an option. So this is for the sleeve. So I've drafted my sleeve, and then I make sure that I have SS on the wrist side that I'm going to be joining, adding to a band. So this SS down here, I'm going to be gathering it. So I will gather it down and then add it to the band. So it's a simple way to draft a gilgot sleeve. So this is my band, and the band, I took my wrist measurement, the circumference of my wrist, and I added 0.5. Sorry, I added 1.5. So as you can see, I have 10 inch. So my wrist circumference is 8.5, and I added 1.5. Why the length the height I used is 8 inch. So it's 8.5, 8 inch, because this fabric is a little bit trickish. So see the way I folded it. So I'm just going to go ahead and stitch it and then join. So why the sleeve, see after making the gather, so this is how it's going to be at the end. Okay, so all you need to do is just add some excess on the side of the, depending on how much gilgot you want, so it's your choice. So guys, I finished joining it. I finished joining my shoulders. I've equally joined the sides, and this is it. My fabric is giving me this effect. So depending on the fabric you are using, if your fabric is more thicker, the effect might also come out different. And then if you use the smaller SS, like if you use the, let's say, 2 inch or 3 inch, so just know that you'll be having a lesser what will I describe, a lesser cowl. I don't know why I keep forgetting that name. So I just stitch it like this, and then I gather my sleeve, and the next thing I will do is to just join it together. Very easy and simple. After I stitch it, I will turn it. Now I'm stitching the back, I'm going to turn it in to the front. So guys, the video is ready. So I'm going to go ahead and join my neck. So as you can see, my sleeve, I've attached it and everything. So I'm just going to use the fabric and make a band. So I'll use it and join and hem the down, and also hem the neckline. Okay, so don't forget to hit the subscribe button, guys, if you really enjoyed this video.